Welcome to the Viral Solutions Podcast. In this episode, we're going to dive into UI, UX, customer experience. And this is part one of a multi-part series where we're going to start talking about understanding the importance of this issue. It's something we've been hearing a lot about. UI, UX, more and more. Yet, a lot of business owners are confused by it. That's understandable. If you're unsure about what it is, don't worry. You're not alone. Because even plenty of marketers are clearly confused too. And we can see by the job descriptions they write for UI designers versus UX designers. So let's set the record straight, because you can't engage in good marketing, in our opinion, if you don't have good design. After all, according to many statistics out there that you can find, 70% of consumers jump ship, leave a website, abandon their cart, refuse to engage anymore due to a bad user experience. So what is UI/UX? UI means user interface, and UX means user experience. While they work side by side, they're not the same. Each one refers to separate parts of the product development process. So first, let's define both in a little more detail so we can fully understand the importance of UI/UX. UX, user experience. The term user experience has been credited to have been coined by Don Norman, according to CareerFoundry.com. And Don Norman was with the Nielsen Norman Group in the 90s. And this was his way of describing all aspects of how the end user interacts with a company and its products and services. We can apply UX to anything that involves an interaction between a company and its audience and its customers. That means we can talk about UX in terms of a lamp, the shelves the lamp is displayed on, the website it is sold on, etc. But most people refer to UX in the digital marketing arena. A UX designer would need to think about things like how the entire experience would make the end user feel, how easily the user can make their purchase, how easy and convenient a product or service is to use, how efficient and pleasant the interaction is, how well the product is solving the user's problems. In short, UX isn't about how something looks. It's about how someone feels. And therefore, that's where user interface comes in. UI stands for user interface. And we just talked about that UX is all about the feel of the experience. UI is about how the interface of a product looks and functions. It is the interaction that occurs between a digital device or product and the user. UI is primarily concerned with ensuring the product is intuitive. Therefore, every visual element the user interacts with must be well thought out, such as buttons, icons, graphical images, topography, forms, entry fields, colors, spacing or layout, transitions, animations, responsive design from device to device, overall website design. It also involves bringing the brand into the product for a unique and consistent experience that's also aesthetically pleasing. None of this is easy, but if you want to have a successful product, website, or app, and who doesn't, then all of this needs to be top of mind. Therefore, what is bad UX? Bad UI? Now that we know about the importance of UI UX and what differentiates the two, let's look at some things that create bad UI UX. Things like default navigation, hidden navigation, automatically playing videos, too many pop-ups, pop-ups that can't easily be closed, pop-ups or other visual elements that interfere with clickable elements, dark UX. Those are tricks that deceive users. Slow load speed. Too many large chunks of text. Features that don't work. 404 errors. Poor mobile rendering. Ignoring user feedback. Inconsistent design. Lack of security. Complicated checkout process. How many of those that we just read off have you run into? Pretty frustrating. Probably putting it lightly, right? And when you have issues like this, you can bet that your users aren't going to stick around and they probably won't tell you about it. People expect much more these days. Bad UX UI can be likened to waiting for a dial-up modem to connect. No one's going to bother with it in this day and age. So why is all this UI and UX important? When we look at the importance of UI UX, we can see that both aspects work together to create the best outcome for the user. In turn, this leads to more people purchasing and continuing to use the product, whether it be a digital device, an app, a game, a website, or a touchscreen device. Look at the Amazon app, for example. You pop that baby open, find what you want, purchase it in all under a minute. Everything you need to make an educated purchase is there, and the whole experience is extremely intuitive. And hey, you might even pick up a couple of related products that they suggest. Amazon, experts in UI UX. And you may think that, well, of course, but they took a lot of risk to get us all to say, well, of course. Compared to some of the new social media apps that have been coming out, quite a few are slow to open. In some cases, every time you repost something, it takes forever. And then it moves you to a different area of the feed when it finally completes the repost. These are all issues that negatively affect the way a user views an app, a website, or any other product that they interact with. But enough about the bad. Let's focus on the good by highlighting the importance of UI UX and how taking the right approach can deliver some great benefits. It improves customer satisfaction and return on investment. So much of the importance of UI UX comes down to customer satisfaction. You know what it takes to use an app or a website that isn't intuitive or that doesn't function properly? It stinks. Obviously, when you improve the UX, UI, you'll improve your customer satisfaction, and that will lead it to a better return on investment. It can also improve conversions through better understanding of your audience. Because in order to properly plan out the UI and UX for a product, a website, or an app, you have to fully understand your audience. Young, old, how educated are they? This is one customer experience trend that will never go out of style. To have a deep understanding of what you're trying to achieve and how to do that easily, efficiently, and conveniently, and done well, according to the perspective of your audience. And we've said it over and over that when you really understand who your local customer is, that's when you'll get the biggest gains. UI and UX can save you time and money. The importance cannot be understated when it comes to saving time and money. The better you plan out how your customer will experience and interact with your product, the less time and money you have to put in toward making upgrades, updates, and changes. Plus, you'll have happier customers who value your product, which means they'll keep using it and will refer others to it. What are the key components of UI UX? When looking at the importance of UI UX, it's worth breaking it into several key components to make it easier. That way it won't feel so overwhelming. Components like visual design. It is argued that visual design is the most important component of UI because it plays a huge role in user behavior. After all, it includes the aesthetic appeal of images, icons, fonts, color schemes, overall appearance. What about the key component of interaction? While some parts of interaction design might overlap with visual design, here we are referring to the areas where users engage with the app or the product. This would include icons, buttons, sounds, clickable elements, form fields. What about the key component of usability? When we talk about usability, we're talking about ease of use. This is where you ensure that the user is able to easily accomplish what they came to your website or app to accomplish. It includes everything that would make it intuitive. What about the key component known as information architecture? Information architecture, or IA, is the information structure that makes navigating the app or website easy. All browsers must be tested, ensure they work well, because that's the architecture that determines how your site is rendered. What about the key component of wireframing? A wireframe is like a prototype of the app, website page, product. So you can test it out and see how it looks, usability, features, without actually building it. Wireframing will save you time and money in the long run. Here's our final thoughts. In the end, good design is just good marketing. And good design isn't possible without understanding the importance of UI UX. If you're trying to market a product or service that doesn't have good UI UX, it's like marketing an iPhone 5 in 2021. Who's going to want it? We're going to be touching on testing and tools in future updates on this subject to help you more easily take your UI UX to new levels. In the meantime, if you're ready to get started and you feel a little lost on your own, contact us at viralsolutions.net, where you can get a free audit or a consultation. Find us on social media, or you can call us at 888-816-1222. We're Viral Solutions. We're committed to seeing you succeed, and the sole reason we exist is to double your sales, double your revenue, double your donors. All with proven marketing strategies that'll really help you in the long haul. So stay up to speed of the ever-changing world of marketing at the Viral Solutions podcast and viralsolutions.net. Make it a great day. And go improve your user interface. Sounds like fun, doesn't it?